Everyone, we're going to do number 45 today, which is public displays of writing. Friday, March 3rd, 2023. Hi, everyone. I'm occasionally asked what public locations I consider ideal for writing, and mind if I join you? In short, my answers are none and yes. In long-ish, here's my explanation. Writing involves weird methods. For me, at least, it does. Typing doesn't. Just sit with erect posture, elbows tucked in, fingers clacking away. That's typing. And nobody judges that critically because it looks like productivity. The writer appears to be hard at work, accomplishing things. Real progress is being made. Like 50 words a minute. Now that's a writer. Okay. I mean, what have you been doing all day? You haven't written one word in half a damn hour. That's because I'm writing. That's what writing looks like. People seem to understand this in other areas of life, like birthday shopping. Thinking of the right gift is a big part of the process. It might take hours or days of quiet reflection, barking, just get out there and buy something already. Promises a lot of future estrangement. And just start typing already is the same thing. That's not encouragement, it's sabotage. If writing had anything to do with words per minute, every Nobel laureate would be a receptionist or a court reporter. And there would be child labor factories churning out bestsellers. As soon as you know how to spell, you're ready to start working that keyboard. I don't know if this is true for everyone, but for me, the most important part of the process occurs while I'm away from the computer, walking aimlessly, clumsily, silently, solitarily, and staring into a series of abysses, or sometimes while I'm in the shower. That's where I'm conceiving the words I will later deliver. Without that conception, writing is just menstruation. The words have no life. But people tend to frown on the fertilization of sentences as though it's a lewd act. The hell are you doing in there? I thought you were supposed to be writing. The judgment is harshest when I'm at my best. Get a job. The angry blacksmith berates the homeless person who asks for money. And similar contempt is leveled at me as I plunge into the most difficult and distractible depth of the craft. What'd you say? I'm asked after I recite a sentence out loud. Nothing. I dismiss the intrusion and begin reflecting on the sentence. A moment later, I recite a rephrased version of it, followed by, what was that? I wasn't talking to you. Then who are you talking to? Nobody. I'm checking the cadence of my phrasing. Before consigning it to the page, I have to be sure the percussion of its consonants isn't too clunky. So I say it out loud, like product testing a toy before releasing it to the market. Oh, in a sneering tone. At this point, even if they don't actively interrupt, I can still feel their judgment, a tacit insistence that I exercise the life from my writing and commit to typing dead words, at least 50 a minute, until my shift is up or arthritis claims my fingers. That is why, for me, writing is not a spectator sport. The reason I'm averse to PDWs, but I can type anywhere. Picnic tables, coffee shops, Splash Mountain, and yes, everyone is cordially invited to join me. Okay, so that was number 45. And it's a little bit weird to me, but I'm commonly asked if people can observe writing. Now, it's in the context of internships. I oversee student internships. I have more than 100 of these things. But normally it's in the research lab that people want to accompany me in observation and participation. But sometimes it's for writing. It's like observation hours to be met by watching me write. And I think people believe there to be tricks, right? In a way, maybe there are, but not in the way that people think. But there's like this, tips and strategies I can impart, and they can just watch and pick up, oh, that's how you hold the racket. If this were tennis, if it's baseball, like, oh, you know what, my grip, the seams were all wrong or something. Or if it's golf, somebody is observing golf, like the club, oh, it's a 9-iron in this situation. I would have used, I don't know the names of any other clubs, but those sorts of tips don't really present themselves in a writing situation. It would be more beneficial to the student and more productive all around, and certainly more interesting to just watch me take a nap as opposed to these internship hours. Now, something different is criticism, where people are looking for feedback. Now, with criticism, there's a couple of kinds of people who would ask, and one of them is genuinely interested in constructive feedback, and the other one just wants praise, just wants applause, just wants to be told good job. If all construction, right, constructive criticism is so valuable, but if all construction has to be engulfed in cotton balls, it's not really helpful. I consider unadulterated, raw criticism to be a sign of respect. I was a high school baseball coach for one season, and there are two different kinds of players, infinity kinds of players, but two kind of categories of the people who were there as an after-school activity, who enjoyed it, but there was no passion, and the people who needed to improve. They're something stronger than self-esteem was dependent on their performance, and maybe it's college scholarships or something like that. And that latter class, I mean, I will risk the health of my larynx for the betterment of their performance. The former class, not worth the health of, just, hey, good job, nice try. I see that you struck out on 3 consecutive swings, but your effort was there. There's a different class. Now, if there's one tip that I could impart, it would be to treat writing like any exercise. It could be a literal exercise, go to the gym, it could be more figurative, you're learning an instrument and here's a scale or something. In exercise, if you're not going to do it mindfully, if you're not going to do it effectively, if you're not going to try, just don't do it at all. It would be better to skip a session and just sleep and rest and recover and prepare for the next session than to establish bad habits. Okay, so always, if you're going to write, actually do it for real. Don't just, poke at the keyboard and pretend that you did it. Okay, that's it for today. I hope your day is constructive, but also, experiencing some praise. And if it's your morning, I hope that stuff is to come. If it's your night, I hope you fall back to sleep. I hope this voice functions as a sedative, puts you back to sleep.